Welcome to the station. I am your host, Beatrice Marse, a human being making music. I've come to talk to you about streaming today and also my musical influences. So, what do I have to say about streaming? I think it's going to be a really short podcast. The thing is, I wasn't too keen on streaming when I first heard of the concept, and it's mainly due to the fact that I was used to collect records and CDs, and I didn't really well. My I think I have to say that I should have researched it a little bit more and learn more about the whole concept. And then I have to say that I was working full time, and I had a very heavy timetable to handle every day. And then I didn't. Well, I had just about time to sleep and listen to a few titles, but nothing much. And then I have to say that now I have to say maybe two years ago, I started to take an interest in streaming, and I have to say that in late December 2016, early 2017, suddenly saw the light, if you understand, well, if you see what I mean, and I thought, I'm missing on something. So I can't remember when, but I did manage to take how do you say that again? Now I've got the word in French, but I can't find it in English. Well, a membership on one of the streaming platform, and I thought, well, at the beginning I said I wasn't too sure what I was doing and how I was going to use it, because for the only reason was I was still thinking in terms of CDs, record collecting, and it's better to have it in your collection than having it on thin air. And then, as I said to you, in the past few months, I've totally changed my mind, because I saw a light, and I realized that it was actually in my interest and also in the interest of the artist. And the main thing is, I realized that I could actually listen to old songs of mine, the songs that actually grow. I managed to, I'm actually looking for the word in English. The songs I've actually grow up with, that's it. And I have to say that like 2 weeks ago, I was doing my exercise, because I've got a routine to exercise, and suddenly I thought of an old song I must have heard that song. Basically, I was on holiday in the Caribbean island, Martinique, and there was a group which was trending at the time, and I remembered the name. Suddenly, the name of the group came into my mind. The name of the group was Les Aiglons. Basically, Les Aiglons in English is the babies of the eagles, if you see what I mean. So that's it. So and I thought, let's go to the streaming platform and see if I can find if I can find that group, which is kind of, the group was obscure in France, but not very fashionable in the island. And basically, just it took me the time just to type the title, and then I saw an album of the greatest hits with a song I liked the most, and I've listened to it, and it was, boy, we're talking about the early 1980s, something like that, if not earlier than that, I can't remember. But then I actually enjoyed the whole album of this group, and then I realized that maybe I should do something, because in this station I've put a podcast up on the musical influences that I had in the past, and I said to myself, why not do a playlist of all the songs you've grown up with, and that's what I did. Basically, what I did, I went to Spotify and I did a playlist. The playlist is called Musical Influences by Beatrice Marse. Actually, in French, it's not by but par Beatrice Marse. And if you go on Spotify, if you got access to Spotify, I'm sorry if you haven't got an access, but it may not be a problem, because nowadays, even if you're not a member of Spotify, you can access to certain playlists. So maybe you might be able to access it. And then what really the only thought behind it was, why not let you listen to all the songs I liked when I was a little bit younger, and I was kind of reveling about. And they are old songs, of course, from that French group from the Caribbean island. Also some old French pop, new wave pop, I think it is. Some good, actually good, just like, it's not that it's better than the others, but also some international songs like American groups and American singers and English singers, British singers, and also some songs that are coming maybe because I was used to really like that singer, songwriter, producer, executive producer, and maybe I think he was actually when he was living. His name was Serge Gainsbourg. Sorry, I was thinking of his daughter right now, but I was used to love his old titles, and I have to say that all he did up to the 90s, I really enjoyed it, and I thought that maybe, yes, I should actually put all the songs on this playlist. So I think there are songs that you English people, I would say to you, English speaking people, you will recognize the songs, and some of them you will actually discover maybe what was the charts, how the charts were in around the 80s in France, I would say to you, and the songs I like at the time. So some of the French singers, songwriters, for some of them they are songwriters, they are very famous in France, well-known singers, and others not so well known, but I do enjoy them. And to tell you the truth, today as I was putting together that playlist, I also listened to that playlist on Spotify. I went into the shuffle mode, and I was amazed, and I was amazed by the playlist, because I just realized that somehow all the songs have more or less the same theme behind them. So the songs I liked, and it's strange because I was so young, so naive, so and I have to say some of them have really, really, really explicit lyrics, and but then, and it's kind of funny because at the time I was so naive. I didn't really realize what people were singing, but I just knew that I like the way the words were put into the songs, and the way the instruments were played, and all the orchestration was. I just enjoyed listening to all the songs, and I just realized today some of them were kind of dirty when you come to it. But, well, never mind. To this day, I still enjoy them. And it was really a really pleasing moment to listen to all that stuff. So, what I'm saying to you, I said I had some musical influences. And if you really want to know what type of songs I was listening to, what influenced me the most, then you can go and listen to that playlist on Spotify called Musical Influences par Beatrice Marse. What am I say before before I actually leave the podcast? What I have to say, as per usual, I'm recording this podcast on video for my YouTube channel, so you might be able to find this podcast on my YouTube channel. As usual, give me a little bit of time, the time to render the file and the video and everything, and then I will put the video up. And till then, may I say, as usual, it's always a really big pleasure to actually do this podcast. And since I know that so many of you do enjoy them, so well, I'll try to make sure that you enjoy the next podcast. That's all I can say. Otherwise, right now, hoping to hear from you someday, maybe today or maybe very soon. Anyway, so take care. Bye. Welcome to the station. I am your host, Beatrice Marse, a human being making music. I've come to talk to you about streaming today and also my musical influences. So, what do I have to say about streaming? I think it's going to be a really short podcast. The thing is,